UTS Media Conversation, which will delve on interfaith and media collaboration on the platform of peace through interfaith unity and truth. So, kind of heavy stuff, but this is what the world needs because we are so divided and we are so confused. So, UTS is trying to do its role in providing, encouraging peace among humanity.
Silent, I watch the clouds. Silent, I touch the water. Silent, I lean to people. Silent, I turn to light. Silent, I welcome birds. Silent, I lift the children, silently reaching outward, silently holding tight. And my roots.
What is the vision of UTS? We actually want to bridge religious and cultural divide. Why? The 21st century technological advancement, is great. Today you can see that the social media and all the technologies that we have there, it's so advanced that we became a global village, right? Today, if I post something, people in my village in Africa knows what's going on in New York.
He was a Swiss Reformed theologian. He was noted as saying, "We must hold the Bible in one hand and the newspaper in the other." And someone gave a more accurate quote of it, saying, "Take your Bible and take your newspaper and read both, but interpret newspapers from your Bible." That was in Time magazine. In our interfaith world, given this media collaboration and media background, in our interfaith world, Barth's quote needs to be broadened and made more inclusive. So I would interpret Barth's quote as, we must hold the Bible, the Tanakh, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, the Yoga Sutras, the Vedas, and any other religious text in one hand, and the New York Times, Google, New York Post, Daily News, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, the Daily News, The Late Show, and many more media sources in the other as means of interpretation. Pastor Jeff Sinibaldo restated the quote this way. He said, "We must hold the Bible in one hand and our handheld device in the other, filled with Twitter feeds, Facebook updates, blog subscriptions, news articles from a variety of sources and perspectives, societal studies, and local gossip. We must open our own experiences to reflection and listen for God moments in the stories of others. We must look beyond our doors, books, and screens and spend some time in the real world, in our community, among our neighbors, and through our networks as we pay close attention to those voices too."
We live in a world where through the internet we are able to get beyond our narrow boxes of our faith traditions and read books about other religions. So you can go into the bookstore and you can pick up a copy of Analects by Confucius and you can learn about Confucianism. Or you can pick up a Quran or a book about Islam and you can learn about Islam if you are a Christian. At least that's the case in America and throughout the Western developed world. I don't know how it is in other countries, but I know that the leaven of interfaith has penetrated American society to a great degree, such that if a mosque suffers from a fire, a local church or synagogue will invite those Muslim believers to use their space while their structure is being rebuilt, and vice versa.
Here because of the teachings that I have learned to respect all of creation and all people because of my faith through Jesus Christ. I want to say too that my heart was touched and moved tonight when the psalmist, our psalmist tonight, gave more than a prayer. It became devotional. It took me to Psalm 83, the importance of seeking God to come out of silence that I might go into silence. And that in so doing that I may hear from God to come out and speak. And it becomes so beautiful that it can be transformational to the world. That's what I believe that media is all about. To bring about news that will be transformative in right directions. Too often it is transformative, we must admit, in negative directions, as has already been spoken to. I want to say to you tonight that I love the media. I learned early on in my life to love the media because the newspapers were one of the sources used to teach us to read. Part of what we need from the media is good news instead of the fake bad news, as it may be called, but also some humor in the situation.
And this is New York. One, celebrate diversity. Second, serve the community. And third, speak truth to power. Again, the three cornerstones: celebrating diversity, serving the community, and speaking truth to power. As a lawyer, I value freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and I don't condone any censorship. The great thing is that social media, a lot of people may not like social media, but it is also an instrument to get the truth out there. You no longer need to be with the New York Times. You can become viral in any moment, and it's just the freedom of thought that we have, and just the expression that you will use, and the shares that you will get.
I just wanna appreciate very much, as I said, this session highlighting the spirituality of being a journalist.
How can we preach the truth of the word of God to a hungry stomach? That's always the dilemma. You cannot teach, you cannot preach to a hungry stomach. He who can provide food to the hungry is the ally. The ally.
It is always on us. The challenge is on us, especially students of UTS, to take part in the community, because it is the best news, I think, that you can give to others, that you were able to give a part of yourself to society. It is always a big news or a good news to hear that people from different religion, different faith had come together and did a project or did something for the community.
Considering the fact that interfaith and media has within them a component of truth, because when you look at interfaith, you're talking about major religions approaching major religions in a unified way. And then the media, we see that there are different components: the print media, the social media, whatever media we have. These are all elements where truth is the foundation. You go to the school of journalism, you are taught how to gather information to present facts rather than presenting your own opinion and interpretation. Throughout my theological education, my quest has been to know the truth, to identify the truth. What is truth? So for me, I'm still asking the question until we understand what truth really is. we know how to identify truth and how to communicate truth.
What is a common thread between the media or journalists and all these religions, different kind of religions? What is the common thread? What is the common guiding principles? And I think especially in light of this postmodern, post-truth era, guiding principle should be the authenticity and conscience. And there we find the common human values, and that's I think what we find in the world scriptures.
And that's something that would really be considered transformative if we actually saw the media showing all of the collaboration and humanity that's happening on the ground in response to different events. And like one example that I can really think of right now, which I'm really glad that someone actually mentioned what's going on with with immigration in this country.
Don't ask what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. That inspired people like Dr. Rouse and Dr. Chesnovich and Dr. Wilson and myself and others of that age. So the bottom line of tonight's event, the beautiful thing about UTS is if you come here, you're going to learn not just one religion, not one philosophy, but you're going to get a whole panoply of thought. You won't get that anywhere else. And then you will be a responsible consumer of the news and won't rely on somebody else who calls themselves a journalist for the truth.